Chris Soderquist here with a SysQ practice you'll find helpful. In order to solve the wicked, complex, and adaptive challenges you face, you'll find it necessary to build an important systemic intelligence capacity. That SysQ capacity is dynamic thinking. Remember that we use the same generic process to problem solve and develop a strategy, even to make a decision. We frame up the issue, problem, the challenge. We then model it. We use our mental models to understand it. We develop our strategy or plan, and then we implement it. Framing the issue or challenge is the essential first step. Framing is step one. If you get step one wrong, you have 100% certainty that your strategy's impact will be much less than what you hope. In fact, it might even create a fix that fails, like the Cobra effect. If you design and build a ladder but don't have the right wall, that ladder is useless. If you choose the wrong problem, no strategy works. The systemic intelligence capacity you need to strengthen is dynamic thinking. We often think in terms of events. We apply static or event thinking. When we look at the world as a series of events, we are more likely to see chaos, disconnected random events that we must react to, not influence. Getting up on the balcony and looking at the events as part of a long-term trend activates a proactive mental model. In order to build your dynamic thinking muscle, I suggest you do one of the following in the next week. Activity 1. Pick an event in the headlines. Think about how it is part of a longer-term trend. For example, a headline might read, "Home insurance premiums in Florida are the highest in the U.S." That sounds like it's sudden. What do you think the trend has been over the past several years? Draw it. Look it up if you can. In this case, you'd see that Florida's has been increasing at an accelerating rate compared to the U.S. Why? That's a systemic frame of a problem. Or activity 2. Pick an event in your professional life. Perhaps you get a report that call center response time is too high. Well, what's been the trend? Find out. Your frame of the problem would be very different if call times had been declining and are now on the rise, worsening, versus if times had been increasing and are now improving, falling from the peak. Discuss how to build and use this skill amongst your team, and reach out to me if you have any questions. Flexing your dynamic thinking muscle will provide an important perspective when trying to assess a problem when you are framing the problem up. Build that dynamic thinking muscle, and take care.